What's up, Fantasy Champions? Spotlight Sports Network is excited to tell you about an amazing deal from Thrive Fantasy, your place for daily fantasy sports and esports. Right now with promo code SS Network, Thrive Fantasy will match up to $50 of your first deposit. So go to thrivefantasy.com and sign up now with promo code SS Network. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code SS Network.
Yo, what is up? It's me, Key, and we're back. We're in the building with another 7,200 second podcast. And y'all know my co-host, the hardest working man here on the network. We got Coach Donte is in the building. What's going on, Coach?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing today, man? Let's get it going, man. Always ready, always pumped up for the show.
Some things went down in the news today. We're gonna talk about it. Let's get into some NFL news. We always hit the NFL first because that's the heaviest topic here on the 7,200 Seconds podcast. But the Rooney Rule, we all know what the Rooney Rule is, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
But offensive coaches must add also pretty much all. What's going on, Burn?
What's going on, Burn?
What's going on, Daniel? What's going on, y'all in the chat?
Yeah, doing.
We all know the Rooney Rule. You got to have at least the owners in it when they doing their processing has to at least interview a minority.
Yeah.
Whether Spanish, Black, whatever, you have to interview them. Now they're extending it. Now you have to add an offensive coach, and that's including the women. So what do you think about that?
I think it's kind of crazy. I think it's kind of stupid. Man, I just think the rule is crazy, man. I think they should kept it how it was. Yep.
Like, why does it have to matter what color you is to get a job somewhere? I mean,
it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't really matter, man. Every coach deserves an opportunity. Everybody deserves an opportunity, no matter if you're a lady or a man or, African. Everybody deserves an opportunity, especially if they got a great track record. Everybody should get an opportunity.
Most definitely. I know that sparked up. This probably sparked up from the whole Brian Flores thing that happened that went down. Him calling out the NFL on it, and now he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers of all. Not say all people, but that's where the Rooney Rule started. Is the Pittsburgh Steelers owner. So, I mean, that's where the whole Rooney Rule came from. I think it's stupid to have that rule. Like, who cares who's on your team? But everybody should get a chance. Whatever color it is, black, purple, yellow, green, blue, it don't matter. You get a shot. If you're good, if you're knowledgeable, you know what you're doing. Who cares what color you is?
Yep, who cares about that?
Like, I think it's just straight up blasphemous for me.
Yeah,
that's the reason why that rule is even in effect in the beginning. But we are starting to see some women with some role on teams, whether it's linebacker coaches, conditioning. I'm glad to see them in the NFL, who's pretty much predominantly men.
Yeah.
So it's good to see them in there, whether they're in the front office role, whether again they're role position somewhere. I mean, that's great. You already saw the first woman referee.
Yeah.
So you seen that. So hopefully, more women can get into the NFL, which would be cool. So another thing, Cam Newton, the Panthers are opening to bringing him back. What you say about Cam?
Like I say, man, Cam is he's a Carolina type of guy. I guess they love him down there in Carolina. But even though Sam Darnold, gonna get the start, I don't believe in Sam Darnold. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I think he's a backup from here on out. I don't think he's a very good quarterback. Now, if they open and bring Cam back, that takes away the consideration of them getting a quarterback. Now, they may go get a defensive lineman, or I still think they can get another receiver in the draft.
Right. So, they got Sam Darnold. We all know how we feel about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold stinks. Them USC quarterbacks, exception of the one. Sam Darnold was complaining how he should have been higher. No. He went to the Jets. We was like, oh no, it's the Jets. Then he got moved. We was like, oh, maybe it was the Jets. No, nope, it's Sam Darnold.
It's still the same old Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. And Cam Newton comes in. We was like, okay, Cam's gonna go back to his old self. Cam gets benched. Then you got PJ Wright. I think PJ
Walker.
PJ Walker. He's going. He's okay quarterback. Like maybe they have as a backup. Develop him some more. You never know. He may be a starter somewhere. I like him.
I like PJ Walker. I want to see them give him a chance. He's just not getting a chance over there. I want to see him go to another team where he can get a legit shot at being a quarterback. I think PJ Walker is okay. I don't think he's actually a bad quarterback. He's just not getting the opportunity.
Right. So, and that leads up to my next question about a quarterback getting opportunities. It came out that the Cleveland Browns are keeping Baker Mayfield. Free Baker Mayfield. What do you think about that, and how is that going to work?
That it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Somehow, I think they know something about Deshaun Watson that's going on. At least it's coming out that he may even end up getting suspended for some games, for probably about 5 games at least. If he does, Baker Mayfield will chip in to be the quarterback, and after that, Baker Mayfield will be done. But I think the Browns should go out and trade him. If I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have the biggest ego upon the team. I'm throwing away all those 5 games. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm Baker Mayfield, but I know he doesn't think like that. He's a professional. The way they went out, spent all them draft picks, and plus gave Deshaun Watson more money. And hey, I'm salty as hell. If I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm throwing each and every one of those games, each and every one of them. I don't care. I'm trying to force my way up out of there. You got the quarterback that you want, that you traded for. You don't need me no more. But that goes on for Baker Mayfield as well. He played all year long when he's hurt. When he was hurt, he had a 4-interception game against Green Bay, which is he played like garbage in. Baker Mayfield's an average quarterback. But that, like I say, to me, Baker Mayfield did do something. He did change the Browns franchise a little bit because they finally got a quarterback in now that can play, that won't kind of hurt him a little bit in turnovers. Most of his passer rated in stick and dump passes, actually. So he's not a down the field type guy, but that running game and him, they kind of changed the franchise a little bit. Organization, I got to give it to him on that. So again, but like I say, if I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm throwing every game. I'm not going to be honest with you.
So Anthony Price, he says, who's more salty, Baker Mayfield or Trey Lance? That's another thing. And Jimmy's staying in San Fran too. So it's like, what's going to happen now?
I don't think Jimmy staying in San Fran.
Lynch said they don't have no plans of trading them right now.
Yeah, but I know. I still think they're gonna go with Trey Lance. I still think they committed with Trey Lance being a quarterback. I still think they committed with him being a quarterback. That's already been put out there. I still think it's gonna be Trey Lance as starting under center in 2022 for the 49ers. And Baker Mayfield, he should be more salty because again, they traded for Deshaun Watson. They didn't tell him that they were doing it. So basically they did it they did it behind his back. They paid Deshaun Watson more money. They traded away draft picks, first round draft picks. Then now, Deshaun Watson probably gets suspended. Now you want to use me to play those 5 games. If I'm Baker Mayfield, I'm throwing every game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm throwing
right, because I'm just like, how is that going to work with him? And then they also picked up Jacoby Brissett. I know Brissett's not no starter, but I'm just saying, like, You're gonna have Watson, Mayfield, Brissett. Like that's
If
gonna
I
be
was the Browns, you know what? I will play Jacoby Brissett. I will start Jacoby Brissett and Deshaun Watson. With Deshaun Watson not going to be able to play those 5 games or whatever games they suspended him from, I'm going to play Jacoby Brissett. And I said that I would like Baker Mayfield with the Seattle Seahawks. They may not be as sold on Drew Lock, or if they don't get Baker Mayfield, I think they will end up getting Malik Willis in the draft. They will strongly consider quarterback in the draft.
Definitely, it's a better situation in Seattle for Baker Mayfield only because Drew Lock, he's not that great of a QB, and you saw that with Denver. Definitely, his best spot would be Seattle. I mean, they need to work on the offensive line. I think Seattle still needs a good quality running back because Carson's always hurt. Rashard Penny, he's always hurt. They got 2 good receivers and a tight end, and who's their tight end? I forget his name. Forget his name. But they got, Lockett and DK Metcalf up there. So I mean, they definitely do need a QB. Baker can hold on his State Farm commercials. He's making more money than football. A lot of people was like he just needs to not do commercials and focus on football. That could be it. But hey, those commercials are working for him. I mean, I would not be running up and down the stadium steps in those commercials. But Noah Fant. Thank you, Burn. Yeah, they got Noah Fant. So I mean, they just a quarterback away, really, and a running back because Carson is good, but he just can't stay healthy. Penny can't stay healthy either.
Yep.
Again, Jimmy G staying in San Fran. Trey Lance. I mean, I know they drafted him early. He's still young. I don't know if it's going to be the Trey Lance era just yet, but who's to say? We don't know what's going to happen with Shanahan in that decision. But the biggest free agency has been crazy. But the biggest free agency that happened over the weekend, Tyreek Hill to Miami. Was you shocked about that, Donte?
I was a little shocked, but I was a little shocked about it. I didn't think they once considered trading Tyreek Hill, but again, I mean, Patrick Mahomes has all the money, and you can't pay, like I said, you can't pay everybody. So you can't make your wide receiver happy. You can't make your quarterback happy at the same time. Someone you're gonna have to sacrifice, and they already made that commitment a couple of years ago to Patrick Mahomes. And like I say, and I think they made the right decision. Again, I think they made the right decision committing to Patrick Mahomes. He already showed he's that guy. I mean, he's that guy. Now Tyreek Hill goes to Miami. I think Miami is going to be a sleeper team. I think Miami is that's going to be my sleeper team to win in that division. But I think Buffalo is still going to be good enough to win that division. Miami going to make the wild card. I got Miami as a wild card team this year. If Tua stays healthy and the offensive line, I think Miami low key had an underrated offseason. They got offensive linemen. They got a Connor Williams. They went out and got Tyreek Hill. They still kept their tight end that was good. Jalen Waddle had him. Yep. Jalen Waddle and him and Tyreek Hill on the same team.
And they still got Parker, who's very underrated.
Parker, who's still underrated, who's still very underrated right now. Hey man, I'm telling y'all, man, this team could be scary, bro.
And they boost up their running game a little bit. I mean, if Mostert can stay healthy, and they still got Gaskins, which is a good running back, Miami's going to be, okay a little bit. Everybody's like, oh, we'll get rid of Tua. What are you getting rid of Tua for? Why? Because I don't know why they would give him that kind.
I mean, but like I said again, he got him to AFC championships though. He got him to 4.
He got him to 4. I give you.
So he can't it's working right now. The contract working right there. So he got him to 4. For him to be that young and him to get him to 4 AFC championships already, that contract is worth it right now. He's showing it's not backing down. We'll see down the road how long the contract gonna keep working for him. But right now, hey, made the right decision. But now without Tyreek Hill, we're gonna see what can Patrick Mahomes do. And I think, like I say, Patrick Mahomes great. That kind of remind me of the Aaron Rodgers situation. Like, hey, if I pay my number 1 wide receiver and leave out my quarterback and let my quarterback walk, who else you got throwing to him? Who you got that you're gonna trust throwing to him? So hey, yes, Aaron Rodgers led them to 4 NFC championships and fail, but that doesn't dispute him as being not a great quarterback. He's at least he won a Super Bowl. You got a lot of quarterbacks that out here that's legends has not won Super Bowls, as that's probably still in the league, has not won Super Bowl. So I say we gotta stop taking away from some of these players' greatness sometime. You gotta stop doing that sometime and using that, because there's a lot of people, regardless in baseball, basketball, that has not won any championships, but they're Hall of Fame type guys.
That's a fact. They say Tua's arm power is weak, so Tyreek Hill is going to Miami, to where it's going to be bad for him because Tua can't throw 60 yards down the field. Well, they could say that about Jalen Hurts. They say Jalen Hurts ain't got no arm strength either. What is arm talent? Yes, we know you got to have some type of strength or whatever.
But if you don't have the arm strength,
but I'm just like, you don't necessarily need that.
If you don't have the arm, if you don't have arm strength, if you don't have an arm, then you should be playing quarterback. Simple as that. You shouldn't be playing quarterback. And there's a reason why these people play quarterback. They got arms. They got arms. They just, they got arms. They just do what they got to do to win games, man. You don't always got to throw 60-yard bombs and stuff. You just throw it to the wide open man. If the man wide open, you just throw it to him, regardless if it's a check down or not. If he's wide open, you're moving the ball up the field anyway.
And plus, we all know Tyreek Hill's used to taking them, long bombs and chunks. But if he catches a ball during a check down and them little short passes, he still can burn you. So it is. We do have an overtime rule change, but it's only in it's only in postseason. It's not during the regular season. It's not preseason. It's only in the postseason because we had that.
I already know what the rule change is.
Not saying the issue, but so each team will get a possession. We seen it happen in 13 seconds with Kansas City in that game, which last year's playoff games were the best playoff games I've seen in years of NFL, me watching. So do you think that's fair? At least everyone to get a possession? Yeah.
I said it last time. And we're going to thank Josh Allen for that rule. Thank Josh Allen for that rule because he did complain about the rule. Thank Josh Allen for the rule because when Kansas City beat him, Josh Allen said it ain't fair. It ain't fair, but which is the defense should have stepped up. That's the number one. Your defense is the number one defense in the league. They couldn't get a stop if their life was dependent on it. They should have got a stop. So there's no excuse for that, but I think that's a fair rule. I definitely agree with the rule. I think if you score a touchdown, if the opposing team comes out and score a touchdown, I believe the other team should get an opportunity. They should get an opportunity to possess the ball. If they can't get a touchdown, then they lose the game. Or if it's a field goal, or even if it's a field goal, the other team, whoever facing, should get an opportunity. And if they can't tie with a field goal, then they lose the game. Simple as that.
Hold on, before we get my guy Robert in here, let me change this back because Mitch is live for the Sixers here. He coming in here and messing up stuff. Gotta switch this back here and take this off. But yeah, we got my guy, the Philly Talk Sports with Robert. It was his birthday yesterday. What's going on, Robert?
What's going on, Key? And I gotta say this too. I'm bringing my 3 new shows coming to the network. That's the Phillies Talk podcast, the Eagles Talk podcast, and Sixers Talk podcast. So you guys got a lot. Donte's not the only person that's a hard worker over here on the Spotlight Sports Network.
Oh, Donte coming for your role. Josh Allen should.
I'm not challenging that, but I appreciate Donte's going though.
Josh Allen should have called heads and not tails 8 times out of 10 is heads. This is true. The last time when he didn't call tails, when he didn't call heads, it was tails.
I mean, but can Buffalo play some damn defense though? They supposed to be the number 1 defense in the league. Can they please, no matter if it's heads or tails, play some goddamn defense? That's what let them down a little bit. But I think the rule is accurate. Regardless if the Chiefs score a touchdown, the Bills should have an opportunity to get the ball and try to go down the field and match. If they can't, then the game is over. I think they did a great job with that rule change.
What do you think about the rule change, Robert?
I think it's actually pretty fair. I mean, when I saw one in Kansas City had, I was like when I think of overtime rules, I think it's like fair on both sides. But the fact that Kansas City is the only team that I've watched that actually had that rule thing in it, and it's in their favor, I kind of felt it was unfair. But the fact that they're making it fair to both sides, I really do like it. And especially with Buffalo being definitely the way how their defense is, obviously having addition of Von Miller. I do think if they can, I think their defense is going to be playing pretty well. I think they're still going to be the number one defense in the NFL. But yeah, just got to play some smart, just play smart defense.
What's going on?
Ontario.
He said he don't like it. Leave it how it was. Hey, in
playoff situations, like I say again, like if you're gonna make that rule, like I like the change, man. Like I like the change. I'm not gonna lie, RTCs, because again, it could be the Raiders. It can be the Raiders, and they can just lose any game. Can just lose it just like that in a playoff predicament.
Right.
You'll be like, God damn, I wish we had an opportunity. But now you're getting that chance. Not in a postseason though. I think they should have got it during the regular season.
Exactly. I think it should be direct. It might eliminate some of these ties. Nobody want to see no damn ties.
That's what I'm saying. Just like if you're gonna do it during playoffs, let's do it during regular season too.
Yeah, not see what happened between Pittsburgh and Detroit. No one wants to see that dumpster fire. Dumpster fire again. Oh, I literally was just doing this like. Tell me, I just like had that Booker T moment. Say, did I not just see that?
Tell me you did not just
see that. Yeah, exactly. Right. But yeah, it's just like I would like to see that in the regular season too, because it's like I do not want to see dumpster fire ties ever again. Obviously,
think ties are ridiculous. It should be no ties in football.
Baseball doesn't have ties. I mean, the only ones that have ties are probably
hockey.
Hockey.
You're gonna get is hockey.
Yeah, that's what I say. But you still get a point for that.
You still get a point, right? You still get a point for it. So it's just like there's no ties in baseball. Freaking college, they play till somebody win. I mean, you might get like 9, 10 overtimes, but they play from like the 25 or something. So it's like, whoever wins scores. But the overtime is bound to change. I just think it should be both ways though. Why just only in the
postseason? Baseball league, the Grapefruit League got ties though. I think that's the only thing that
spring training's the only thing.
Spring training, you're going to get a tie.
Yeah, ties. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that got ties.
Yeah, because you don't want to burn out your players before the opening day. So I see that's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, for safety purposes, because you don't want to see players getting hurt. Well, unless like the Mets case where you want to just kill their arms. That's a whole another thing in itself. But yeah, I do think I had a feeling it was going to come, sooner rather than later. But just like, how much that's going to impact, we're going to have to wait and see how it goes in the playoffs this year.
Are the Chiefs in trouble, y'all? Just to be real, are they in trouble?
For me, I said they're going to take a little bit of a step back. I don't think they're going to be in trouble, but I do think they're going to be at a slight disadvantage because. And I think to compare to this too, like if you don't have obviously Tyreek Hill was their number one guy. And I think, Juju, he's okay to say the least if he stays off of fucking TikTok, but that's a whole different thing in itself. But I do think I think they still got pieces to get the job done. But I do think it's going to present a challenge because especially in that competitive ADC West, you see the Chargers, improving. You see the Raiders making some huge moves. Denver start making some moves. I think the Chiefs, they might be a little bit in trouble, but I do think they're going to find a way to still get the job done. We're going to have to wait and see. But I do think they're going to be in some slight trouble.
I do think they're going to take a little step back, but I can't count out Patrick Mahomes and how good that guy is, man. Like I say, you can replace a receiver, but sometimes you're not going to always be able to replace a quarterback. You're not going to always find the right quarterback. You can replace the receiver. It's easy to replace a receiver. But, hey, you're not going to replace – sometimes you can't replace a Patrick Mahomes. You can't replace an Aaron Rodgers. You can't replace a Deshaun Watson. You can't replace a Russell Wilson. You can't replace a Herbert. That's going to be hard to do. But like, I still think they're gonna take a little fall back, but I still think they're gonna find a way. I still think they're gonna find a way to get it done. Now, the only problem they're gonna deal with, it's gonna be more doubles on Travis Kelce. Now it's gonna be more doubles that you don't got Tyreek Hill, Valdez Scanley. I'm gonna take that from Max. He said he sucked, so I'm gonna go by what Max said right there. And like I say, you lost Byron Pringle, so basically we're gonna have to see in the draft. And you know that rumor that text, I believe, I don't think I sent it to you, Key, or to the group chat. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're looking for calls to go up in the draft to get a receiver. They're looking for calls. They're calling people and trying to go up and get a receiver.
Yeah, because I think their wide receivers, like the wide receivers, is probably one of their biggest needs. Because it's like, yeah, and granted, yeah, I do agree with, yeah, because I think almost like 100% of the time, Tyreek Hill was the guy who was getting double teamed left and right. But like Scantling was okay. I mean, but he's not the greatest receiver by any stretch of the means. But I like Donte said, I do take the word of Max, you know, from the Packers perspective. Juju, I don't know how to feel about him because Mr. TikTok boy, because we all know after he does his TikTok dances, he winds up, you know, shit in the bed. So I mean, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see. But I have heard that rumor that they're taking calls. So I mean, I would not be surprised if they want to move up in the draft to get a receiver.
Well, let's see how Kansas City does in the draft. They did get those picks from Miami for Tyreek Hill. So they are in the, you know, they do have a couple picks in the first round. If KC gets Olep, or yeah, that's going to be crazy if that does happen. But yeah, Kansas City, I don't know. I think they, like, you know, they will take a back burner in that AFC West, the wild west of the AFC, which is definitely going to be crazy. But I think they take a back burner, honestly. Will they be last in the division? It's going to be between them, and I think honestly it's going to be between them and Denver. You know, it's going to be a battle between the Raiders and the Chargers. That's just going to be
that's a competitive division.
Interesting division when it comes down to it, and I can't wait until we break down the divisions after the draft and everything's over. We're going to break down divisions, predictions, everything when that time comes. It's definitely going to be crazy. Now, Saints coach Dick Allen wants Taysom Hill to focus on being a tight end. Good or bad move?
That's a huge question mark because of Taysom Hill's size. I don't see him as a tight end. I mean, he's got the body of a build of a wide receiver. I don't think that's I think that might be a bad move in a way, but if it turns out, I might eat my words if it does work out. But for me, I'll say it's going to be a bad move as it stands.
He's Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a pretty big guy too. So, like I said, I believe, he's all skilled all over the place. But I wouldn't be surprised they use him in certain situations. You know. As a quarterback read option, some plays as a receiver, some plays they put him at tight end to block. So, like I said, I don't see him at the tight end at that one position. I believe he's more of a versatile person more than a tight end, just that one position. I think you're gonna see a more versatile guy. So I'll say I agree with Robert on that. I don't think he just needs to be a tight end. I think he can get in on some wildcat formations to get that quarterback in the shotgun to run the football, or some read option plays, and some receiver plays, or some running back plays on when you need a touchdown on fourth down conversion. I think he's that versatile, not just tight end. That's that one position.
Yeah, for me, it's not the it's the Tebow effect. In my opinion, I think Taysom Hill is better than Tebow.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Taysom Hill's not a bad player by any stretch of the means. I mean, the dude's got some serious talent for a guy who's that like the Swiss Army knife. Like say we need Donte pretty much hit it perfectly. Guy has a tremendous skill set. Even though his contract is the worst thing.
Damn Army knife. He's a human. He's an athletic. He's an NFL version of MacGyver. He does it all.
Yeah, with bubble gum and duct tape and a paper clip.
Yep.
But it's exactly. It's like if it wind up turns out pretty well, then I think the Saints might have probably a really versatile person to use, even though his contract was absolute garbage. But that's a whole nother situation.
They restructured that deal. They was like,
Oh, thank
no.
God! Because holy
So,
Christ!
But I don't think Taysom Hill would be bad at tight end. I mean, you've seen him play that position already. He's a wide receiver. He's a running back. He's a safety. The Swiss Army knife. We'll see where it goes. But they're still going to have some trick plays for Taysom Hill. You know this. But him, like Anthony said it best, he's all offense, and they're going to work him. So you're definitely going to see Taysom Hill in more. Now we're gonna. It's 20. There was 20 free agents that's going to be available next season, but I didn't go through all 20. I'm going to name some of the top guys, and you let me know if they're going to roll or if they're going to stay. We got our first guy, Lamar Jackson. Does Baltimore pay him?
I think so. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's gotten better as a passer. We can say that much. I mean. And it's just like, and you can tell like how much that team plays better. Even though they're pretty good without him, but the record says differently with Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson stays healthy, that team wins a ton of football games. But it's just, it depends. I do think he's going to get a payday. That depends if he can stay healthy. That is my biggest issue with Lamar Jackson going forward. But if he stays healthy, I would not be surprised if they give him a huge payday, because I think the dude's still good, though, for a guy who's, what's he, like 25, 26 and has an MVP under his belt, deserves to get paid.
Yes, I think he stays. He doesn't go nowhere from Baltimore. I think Baltimore pay him. Yes.
Yeah, he's definitely their franchise QB. I just think they needed to give him a little bit more help besides Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown. Okay, but who's going to go to Baltimore? Do they, shop in the draft for a receiver? Hey, AB said he wanted to play with Lamar. Do they take a chance on Antonio Brown? Who knows? Who knows what's going on in Baltimore? But they definitely need some help for Lamar Jackson, so he's not much of a runner. I know they had a running back by committee last year because all of their running backs was hurt. I think they get their running backs back. Their defensive players they get back because their defense was depleted. Baltimore may be a better team this year than last year.
And that's kind of what Len Burns says. It's like, I can see that. I think that might be a possibility if they do fail to get his weapons, and I will not be surprised if he does walk.
Yep. You can't continue with Mark Andrews being your best player at a tight end position. He's by far his best offensive weapon. And Hollywood Brown will show up sometime, not all the time. You definitely need another receiver out there as well. So I definitely think they need to get him in weapons, but I definitely think they're going to pay him.
Deebo Samuel.
Yes.
Now, there's been some rumors that, he could be shipped or somebody else is going to try to trade for him. Is San Fran going to let him go or do they pay him?
I think they're going to pay him.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
If Kyle Shanahan finds a way not to burn him out like he did last season, which that was the problem for San Francisco 49ers. It's like, they over-rely on Deebo. And that, I feel like for me, that's a bit of concern, especially you have other weapons you can use. George Kittle. God, who else is there? Jesus Christ. That's the only guy I can think of.
Brandon Ayuk still there.
Yeah.
So they need to not kill Deebo so much. Maybe get another number 2, because if they double team Kittle, who's out there open, it's going to be Deebo Samuel.
But I believe they did that. But most of the part, don't forget that running backs was out. Jeff Wilson and that dude from Ohio State.
Trey Sermon.
Yeah, Trey Sermon. So that's why they started using them so much in the backfield. But again, that running back position got to be healthy. But I think they're going to pay him. They cannot afford to lose Deebo Samuel, man. They cannot afford to lose him at all.
A.J. Brown with the Tennessee Titans.
That's a yeah.
Walk or try to shop elsewhere, or do Tennessee pay him?
I think Tennessee pays him.
I think he might walk, because and look, I mean, Tennessee's a good team, but you've seen in the last couple of years, like they cannot get the job done under Ryan Tannehill, and like, think about it this way. I mean, King Henry's pretty much just the only guy that's pretty much is the main source of offense. Yeah, AJ Brown is still good. It's still a good receiver, but everything runs through Derrick Henry, and that's kind of that was the issue the last couple of years for the Tennessee Titans. In the postseason, I mean, you see the Bengals expose them. I think I forgot who else exposed them for that. It's just, if I'm AJ Brown, if I'm seeing this team like, yeah, we do make the postseason, but we can't get the job done, I would rather walk and actually, have work with other guys that can complement my skill set. You'd be like, I think isn't AJ Brown you could still consider a number one for a guy his age, or he could be like a number two.
He's definitely a number one.
He's definitely number one in Tennessee, and where he at, he's a number one. But yeah, like I say, I can see him walk, being frustrated, losing in the first round. But like I say, if you don't have nobody to throw to, I know you got Derrick Henry in the first option, but to me, AJ Brown means a lot for them in that passing game. But I can also see if he can't get nowhere, he can be frustrated. A player can also be frustrated and go somewhere else. But for them, I think they can't afford to lose him in Tennessee. Or who's Ryan Tannehill going to throw to when he needs a big first down? He's not going to be able to throw to anybody. So, again, that's when they're going to start stacking the box on Derrick Henry. And that's when life will become tough with Derrick Henry if you don't got that passing threat out there. I think they definitely pay him, but I also see that him getting upset if they keep failing and losing the first round, but I definitely think they need to pay him his money.
Derek Carr.
I think he stays.
Yeah, he's gonna stay.
And I'll say this too. I don't think Derek Carr is a bad quarterback at any stretch of me, and I don't care what anybody the Carr hater says. Yeah, I mean, me and Key can take it from a test. Like, we made him look like he was elite, because obviously we can't run the fucking football for shit, but that's a whole nother thing in itself. But I do think, for a guy like Derek Carr, that has Devontae Adams now going to be his college teammate, I think that's going to really help Carr, at least get over that, and be. I mean, look, Carr is still a top 10, top 15 quarterback. I mean, we can't take that away from him. And granted, the Raiders, I think he's going to have a better team around Derek Carr, and obviously paying Devontae Adams, which is good, though. I mean, the fact that, from what I've understood, too, like, they're also going to continue to talks with this contract extension. I think Derek Carr has well represented the Raiders for the last 8 years. It should be 9 years, which is going to be crazy to really think about. For a guy who was a second-round pick, it's just, Derek Carr, it's just like he gets a lot of hate for not, getting the job done. I mean, it's just, I think, in other words, I think he stays, because I think with that new regime coming in, obviously, that brought him his teammate Devontae Adams, which I feel like that does make him stay.
No, yeah. they'll definitely extend them. They're not getting rid of Derek Carr.
There's no excuses for Derek Carr this year. No excuses.
It's definitely no excuses.
No excuses at all. You got your best friend over there, and you got Darren Waller. You got all these receivers over there. No excuses for Derek Carr. He has to get something going this year, and they have to get past a wild card round. There's no excuse for them. He cannot be doing for a bad season. No excuse.
Definitely what Burns said about Tennessee. Derrick Henry, Tennessee ran Derrick Henry too much. Same thing with Adrian Peterson. But the thing about AP is AP still can play at a certain
high level for a guy his age, but it's not the same prime. Not the AP that we used to when he won the MVP. But I think AP still, I mean, minus the off-field incident that going on with him, but I do think he's still a top 10, top 15 running back. But it's just like, how much does AP have left in the tank, though?
I think he can do good in short yardage situations. That's what I think he can be more effective at.
All right, we got Scary Terry McLaurin. Did Washington pay him?
No, for me, I'd like to say yes, but with the way that Washington has a tendency to mismanage their players, I would not be surprised if they want to find a way to screw it up with Terry McLaurin, because I think this kid, is a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL today. But like you said, Key, I mean, obviously we haven't bringing Carson Wentz in there, like how much that's going to, I don't know. I don't know about the Washington, though, because their front office and their management is completely horrible. It's just like they have a tendency to mismanage. So I'm going to say he's going to walk.
I'm going to say they need to bring him back. I'm going to say they need to bring him back, man. All of these little receivers like A.J. Brown, all of that, that's obvious that you need to bring these guys back.
You a Commanders fan.
Again, I this guy, for him to be that good and him not to be paid by Washington, I would be frustrated if they don't pay me or anything. But like I said again, I think they need to pay him. I think they need to pay Terry McLaurin. I think he needs to be there. I think he's the heart and soul of that team. They do have a potential to be good. They do have a potential to be very, very good. You got Antonio Gibson, who's a good running back and catch passes out of the backfield. You have Curtis Samuel. If he steps up, he can be finally good. Logan Thomas over there. And you don't have a bad quarterback in Carson Wentz. You don't really have a bad quarterback. He just needs to get off the hero plays and stuff like that. I think Carson Wentz can be okay. He's not going to be great.
God bless his knees.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I had to put that in there.
No, back to the whole burn thing with Darren Waller. Darren Waller last year,
I think it was just a mental thing with Darren Waller.
Just didn't have that grit last year. Like he didn't want to play at all. So it felt like he turned on his team. But we'll see what he
For me, I think with Darren Waller, I think he was just going dealing with some mental problems. That's what I think. I thought that could have been a factor. Like, a lot of times it's like you see, and look, I mean, and I said this too. Like, when Peter, like, and I've seen players acted like that in the way down where it's like, look, it's more like a mental problem than anything else. It's like, you see like Calvin Ridley, took some time out to get his head cleared out, and
I'm so mad at him right now. He could have been.
I can't think of another guy's name because I know there's another guy that took a time off.
Lane
and I can't.
Johnson,
Lane Johnson
time off. But I just feel like, Waller would be better now that the team's upgraded. It's not going to solely fall on him. Derek Carr can spread the ball around because before it just seems like he was only throwing to Waller. He couldn't spread the ball around. That's probably where the hatred came in for Derek Carr. But the Raiders are going to be fine. When it comes to that, the Commanders definitely do have a good defense. John Bostic, don't forget about Chase Young and Sweat over there. So their defense is not no slouch. They do have a good defense over there. Offensively, they can get it together. They'll be a very solid team. They definitely be a very solid team. They did win a division a couple years ago. So hey.
And that's when we stuck along with Dallas. So that's the only. And that's the thing too. I think someone has brought this up best. It's like if we in Dallas, that's when Washington takes advantage.
What up, Pyro?
What up, Pyro?
DJ Metcalf.
Ooh, I'm gonna say I think he might walk because I think like Seattle's just is completely garbage. And I really hate to say that because it's like Seattle has some good years from what I've remembered during the time. The Legion of Boom was probably the best times of the Seattle football, but just like Pete Carroll has run its course. I mean, the fact that they have Drew Lock now going to be under center, it's ironic that Noah Fant's still stuck with can't get away from Drew Lock, get away from Drew Lock. But for someone as talented as DK Metcalf, I think he's going to walk. The question is who's going to take him. That's going to be that's the $1 million question.
I agree. I think he's going to walk. I think he found himself out of Seattle. I think he's going to get frustrated, especially it depends on how the season goes to this year. If they finish with the worst record or probably one of the worst record or not even making the playoffs, I think he's going to walk. I think I would walk. If I'm DK Metcalf, my talent not going to be wasted. I'm going to walk.
Howie. Give up one of those first to get DJ Metcalf.
Give up number 19.
Give up number 19 to Seattle to get DJ Metcalf. I'm just saying. What is wrong with that? I'm just saying.
And what's it, DK, like 25, 26?
He's still a young guy. He still got speed. You see when he burnt that. You see when he hawked down Buda Baker for that tackle? But
the speed and the fact, and look, and this is why I think I like DK Metcalf too. He also tried trying out for the track and field during the Olympic season. Like the dude's got some serious athleticism. Oh, and that's another guy I feel like that might I think Lockett might walk too. That's another. Oh, that's an interesting one about Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, Seattle's definitely going to be in rebuilding mode.
So I think that's going to be interesting.
How about Raekwon Smith? Raekwon Smith.
What team does he play for?
Chicago. He's gonna walk. He'll walk.
I think he's gonna walk because I feel like what Chicago's doing. It looks like Chicago's getting younger. Because I think they're shedding off some of their older players. I mean, they obviously Khalil Mack, and some of these other injury-prone guys that they had. So I think he's going. Wait, how old is Smith? What, somewhere in his 30s?
Smith is, hold on, I can tell you right now. He's, when I get to his dang old name, 26. He'll be 26.
Wow. I thought he sounded like in his 30s. Shit. I do think Damien, don't start. But then again, if we do trade Minshew, it's shit. But I do think he's going to walk though, because I think he's still talented enough to be an impact player.
I don't know. I think Chicago might mess around and keep him. They're gonna have 120.
Yeah, they're gonna have a lot of money
in cap space. So next season, when some of these players go for free agency, there should be no excuses why you cannot pay these guys to help this team. Damien, you listening to me? There's nothing. There's gonna be no.
Goalie better be listening crystal clear too.
Next year. This free agent list is crazy. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all of them, but this free agent class is crazy. Quentin Nelson's another one.
Oh, wait, I thought oh God, I forgot they even had Quentin Nelson.
Ward. Who else? Jack Copeland, like these Minka Fitzpatrick. Some of these.
Wait, Fitzpatrick's with the Bears?
No, these talking about free agents.
I was about to say, because it's like, man, that was confusing as hell.
There's going to be no excuses if the Bears are trying to get in the running for these guys and upgrade their team to what they need. It's going to be a bunch of people, offensive line. Everything's going to be. Bradley Chubb's going to be a free agent. Dawson Knox is another tight end that's going to be crazy. Renfro is going to be a free agent next year.
I think the Raiders are going to keep Renfro.
I think the Raiders are going to pay him. They're definitely going to pay him.
I think Renfro is very underappreciated. I'll say that much.
Tell Howie to trade for Lamar. What's going on, Big Simple?
Big Simple.
Big Simple. Hey, Big Simple. Hey, Big Simple. I've been waiting on you since my Rockets put that spanking on you for the second time. That room, so I've been waiting on you.
You got Deontay Johnson, the wide receiver. I think Pittsburgh probably bring him back. We couldn't forget about Saquon Barkley.
I feel like Saquon's going to walk.
I feel like he's going to walk. He's going to walk.
And I can. The thing about Saquon is, look, yeah, granted the guy couldn't stay healthy the last 3 years, but there's significant talent in Saquon Barkley. I just feel like the Giants really mismanaged him to the point where, like, I feel like they were going to pretty much kill the guy. But I think any team who needs a running back, like something like Saquon, I think for me, I feel like Saquon could be like in short yardages because for a guy his size. So I think he's going to, the question is, where's he going to go? We're going to have to wait and see.
Anybody who needs a running back can go, look, I'll take him. Just saying. So, you got Barkley, you got Baker Mayfield as well, Garoppolo, Tremont Edmonds, and Zaire Alexander.
Ooh.
And he can possibly get out of Green Bay because we know Green Bay can't really pay folks.
And so, and Green Bay knows how to piss off their own players.
And then again, you got the franchise tags: Orlando Brown, and Njoku, Jesse Bates, Gesicki, Dalton Schultz, and Cam Robinson. They'll all be. Why would Saquon go to Cleveland, Damien? Did you not know who they have?
I mean,
they got Chubb and Hunt. That is a 1-2 tandem right there.
That's a good tandem too.
Terry stays home. He needs to stay, and they need to get somebody else around Washington. I'm saying they bring in another weapon. Washington's offense would be dangerous because they already have a good defense. Next, gonna be pissed off again if Green Bay don't pay Zaire Alexander. Oh man! Shit. But so that's next year's. You thought this year's?
Oh, it's gonna be crazy.
Free agency was crazy. Next year is gonna be crazy.
Because you got bigger names coming out too.
All right, so year 3 is coming up for these guys. So out of the quarterbacks, who has a better third year leap? Is it going to be Tua, Joe Cool, or is it going to be Justin Herbert?
Oh, I know Tua is going to have a decent year, but I feel like Herbert out of the 3 is going to have a better year because if you think about the moves that the Chargers have made, especially on the defensive end of the football, And I think they also picked up a couple O-line, if I'm not mistaken, too, in the past this off season or free agency. So it's like there should be no excuse for Justin Herbert to make that jump forward. Yeah, granted, he had a good last season, and I think he had a decent rookie season too. So I mean, I think he's going to get better as the years go on. So I think year 3, I think he's going to be still in that top elite category of these young quarterbacks. I mean, Njoku, was he like a tight end or a running back? I think Njoku a tight end?
Njoku's a tight end for Cleveland.
I think. It's not having Deshaun Watson there. I think the Njoku's going to take a step forward. I think all of them are going to take a step forward. It's just that Justin Herbert has a better chance to take that step forward. Tua may not have. I mean, yeah, granted. I mean, they brought in Tyreek Hill. I mean, they still got Devontae Parker, Jalen Waddle. That's a good 3 wide receiver combo there. I think Justin Herbert for me is going to be the number 1 guy that's going to take that huge step forward.
I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Ooh.
Now with an offensive line right there that protect them, they made an effort. They knew they need offensive line help, and that's what they went out and get. They didn't really get any skill players, but they got an offensive line, something they desperately need. I think Joe Burrow is going to take that step to an elite. I think it's going to be more tough for Herbert, but I think Justin Herbert is still going to be good. He's still going to be a very good player like he was last year. So that's nothing wrong with Robert saying that. I don't disagree with that. I think Herbert's still going to be fine. He's still going to be fine. But I'm going to go with Joe Burrow since that offensive line there. And I still, no matter what type of defense Herbert will play, no matter if it's a tough division, Herbert is going to still be good. Great quarterbacks is going to find a way. And I think Herbert is going to find a way. And so is Joe Burrow. Now with an offensive line, Joe Burrow is going to be good.
It's a good point by Simple here. He said, Tua, not a big fan of him, but if you don't have a decent season with the weapons he has, I think Dolphins need to trade a quarterback next year. What if they draft his brother, who's not a bad quarterback?
Yeah, his brother has actually.
That'll be hilarious. But no, I agree with you there.
And Burns had no excuses for Tua this year. The fact you brought in Tyreek Hill in exchange for 5 goddamn draft picks, no excuses.
But no, I think I'm gonna agree with Donte here and say Joe Burrow.
You can make an argument for anybody.
They definitely addressed their offensive line. Again, they don't need no skilled players when you got Jamar Chase and Boyd and Higgins.
And we still got it's just like that team is, and they have a great defense.
Tight end because Uzoma went to the
that's right. But then again, I feel like Bengals are going to at least get a tight end in like the later rounds, depending on where they're at in the draft. So I would not be if they wanted to pick one in the offseason, that's more power to the Bengals. Because I think with the Bengals, yeah, granted, Uzoma was good, but the problem was that obviously I think it was like an ankle injury for him, or like the knee injury. It's just I feel like kind of slowed him down a little bit, and I feel like, and you could definitely tell how much the Bengals missed their tight end Uzoma. Now, obviously, he went to the Jets.
I mean, he'll be a definitely good target for Zach Wilson. So if the Jets making these moves on the offseason, but we've seen the Jets do this time and time again.
Just end the season.
And still go nowhere. Just end the season.
But I do, and this is the thing. I mean, look, we can laugh at the Jets, but I mean, they made some decent moves in the free agency. I'll give the Jets that. It's just their drafting is complete garbage. That's the difference between what the Jets are known for. But I do think I'm going to agree with Byrne here. I think the Bengals are going to draft a tight end.
Oh, it looks like the Sixers are winning, but it looks like
it's
struggling. Looks like James Harden is taking the reins here. But anyway, who's going to have a breakout year between Justin Jefferson? We all seen JJ getting it done the last 2 seasons he's been here in the league. Broke Randy Moss's rookie record. We got CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, that's tough because I think all of them are going to have a breakout year. I think Justin Jefferson mostly because this kid, and I know a lot of Vikings fans laugh at us because we fucking passed up on the motherfucker, but that's a whole nother situation itself. But
so mad,
I'll give him a lot of props to the fact that he broke. And let's be real, Randy Moss is probably one of the Vikings the fact he broke, Randy Moss, who's, best known for his time with Minnesota and had a good second year. Year 3, who knows how much that he's. I know he's going to. I say year. I want to say this too. Year 3, I feel like he's going to pop off and at least have a close to 1,000-yard season in year 3. That's where I'm going to say where that kind of talent that Justin Jefferson has. But I think all three of, like I said, it's tough between the 3 because all of them are going to have at least somewhat of a breakout year. I think CeeDee Lamb might have a slow start because I think obviously who knows what teams are going to be. I think he's going to be double teamed. Obviously with the wide receivers that Dallas has lost, and just to create up cap space because man, does Dallas sucking. And their money issues is a problem. So I think it's going to be if I want to rank that, it's going to be Jefferson, Judy, and then CeeDee Lamb coming up in the 3rd. That's my order of stars. Those wide receivers breaking out.
Who you got, Dante?
Well, Justin Jefferson will be the easiest target, but I'm going with Jared Judy. I think Jared Judy will have a breakout year with Russell Wilson. Now you got someone that can get the ball to these guys. Cortland Sutton is a stud. Tim Patrick is very good. I think losing Noah Fant will be hurting a little bit, but I think they can easily replace and get a tight end in a draft. The running game, they still got a good running back in Williams, and Melvin Gordon will be fine. But I think I'm gonna go with Jared Judy. I'm gonna easily go with Jared Judy. But the easy way out is Justin Jefferson. He's gonna have a great year. He's too good. He's gonna have Allen Thielen over there having one side. That's gonna, and Justin Jefferson is just that good. But I'm gonna go with Jared Judy. And CeeDee Lamb is gonna be tough because he's gonna draw a lot of double teams. Now he's the number 1 guy. He's gonna draw a lot of double teams, so it's gonna be tougher for CeeDee Lamb. And I don't know if CeeDee Lamb is going to be ready to face those double teams. So
he's not taking on that challenge because I think if you look at CeeDee Lamb from a talent perspective, this dude is a multi 1,000-yard receiver. But like Dante said, I think it's a perfect way to look at it because I think who was the number 1 guy? Amari or is it?
It was Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup.
Yeah, but obviously Michael Gallup coming back, but I think he might not be ready for training camp. I think, and that's a good point too. Like obviously when Cooper,
no, damn, Mooney's good,
but he's not at the level of these other receivers. It's just, and Donte said this best. The fact that he's going to take, for a young receiver as CeeDee Lamb, the fact he's going to take on the toughest challenge of his NFL career, obviously sitting back behind, not sit back, but you kind of get the idea of not like sitting, but like playing behind, Amari Cooper. Obviously went to Cleveland for a 5th and 6th round pick. It's like Dante said. I mean, it's going to be tough. I think, and that's what I said. I think he's going to have a slow start to the season. Michael Gallup was their number 3. I think Cedric Wilson was their 4th option.
He's going to be there, even though they paid Gallup that money. He's not going to be their number 1 receiver. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb. So you pay your number 2 receiver all that money.
Yeah.
So when CeeDee Lamb's contract come up, what are you going to do then? Because I think this is what his 3rd. Is this his last year?
I think it might have been. I'm gonna have to check I got to check his contract.
But I am going to also say CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has been definitely working with Russell right now in the offseason, getting that connection together. And again, Russell is that type of
Jared Judy.
Jared Judy.
Okay, yeah.
My bad. Russell is definitely working with Jared Judy right now. Damn it. To get that connection together. So Russell does make everyone better around him because his work ethic and he wants to win. I'm gonna take Judy. Jerry Jones gonna be 80 this year. How long can he keep this up? Well, Steven gonna take the reins, and he not.
Oh, good Lord! And not to mention too, I mean that huge allegation against Jerry Jones too. Jesus Christ!
You can't go on Maury because Maury is retiring after 3 decades.
Here's what. So he won't. So CeeDee Lamb won't be a free agent until 2025 when he turns 26.
Okay.
So technically after his 2023, like he doesn't have another option. It was a 4-year contract that he signed, but by 2024 and 2025, I think he might be a free agent by those 2 years right there. So he still got like another year.
Somebody else is winning the East. It's going between the Eagles and the
You know what? I
Commanders.
can see that. I can definitely see that.
What's going on, Prince Sean? You definitely that the NFC least is definitely not going to be Dallas. But Robert Kraft is upset that New England has not won a playoff game in 3 years, and Matt Patricia's coming back.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He could possibly take over the reins once Bill Belichick decides to cough it up.
Yikes!
Josh McDaniels. What do the Patriots need to do to get a playoff win? They had Mac Jones.
They got everything, everybody good, but geez, bringing Matt Patricia, God have mercy on Mac Jones' soul. I'm sorry, but damn, you could at least have someone that's better to be suited to take over the reign. And I granted, it's some big shoes to fill. Obviously, Bill Belichick has been there for as long as the period of time. Matt Patricia doesn't seem like the guy. I think he was okay as a defensive coordinator, or I think it was defensive coordinator.
He was defensive coordinator.
Okay. It's just like, I don't think, and you saw it in Detroit, like the way he coaches, it's not the way that, for a good team in the New England that wants to go that way. So I would say keep Matt Patricia away from everybody, and especially the Patriots, because you do not want to ruin that young team right there.
What you think, Donte?
I think New England, with the right pieces, with the right defensive players, I think
the Vikings.
I think they could be fine. But like I said again, for a franchise like the New England Patriots, they're satisfied when winning championships and getting past the first round. But Matt Patricia, on the defensive side of the ball, he will be fine. But I don't know about handling as a head coach. I don't know how good he will be. So, like I say, ever since they lost Tom Brady, like I say, it's been not so good in New England. So, again, we're going to see what happened down the road.
Well, all they need to do is give Mac Jones some dang on weapons. I mean, they got some underrated receivers over there. There's no big names. And New England's not big for their running backs either. So I mean, give them.
The only best. The one actually had somewhat of a breakout year was probably. I hate to say it, Nelson Aguilar. Unfortunately, I thought he had a pretty good year with them. Yeah, I hate to see it. You hate for me to say it as me and Key are Birds fans because we fucked him. Paul, that's a huge pause.
After the Super Bowl, he was a done deal.
Yeah, but yeah, there's no other new with Anthony Price. I don't see any new. There's still rumors about it.
Why would he go to Minnesota? Of all teams, you go to Minnesota if this is true. Minnesota.
No, I looked up some of the news. I mean, there's really nothing new for Tyrann Mathieu as it's
Minnesota.
Oh, well, then again, I don't think Minnesota's that bad of a place to play.
Minnesota's not bad, but
you could do it. You could do better.
It's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk family member cousins and the worms of Chisel and Honest.
Minnesota not having been in the playoffs since the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, where we laid the fucking smackdown on them.
So I mean, Belichick is building another great franchise slowly but surely. I get that. Mac Jones definitely fell right in their hands. So he's in the right system. He just gotta, get some pieces around him. But let's switch gears and we're gonna go into this NCAA. We got the Final Four coming up.
Oh boy.
For the men, which will be on Saturday. We got number 2 Villanova taking on number 1 Kansas. And we got a rematch of the regular season. We got number 8 North Carolina versus number 2 Duke. And this is Coach K's last ride. Who do y'all got?
I really see. Oh, that's tough. Because I know from what I saw from UNC, I know UNC is a good but a scrappy team. But I have to go with Duke. So I feel like I want to, because I have a huge. I think a lot of people have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach K and the career that he's paid during his time with Duke. But if Duke, not Duke, but UNC knows how to play spoiler. So this is going to be very interesting. But Kansas, For what I remember about Kansas and Villanova, I think with no, because was this back in 2016, the last time these Villanova and Kansas played? Yeah, so I think Villanova might have Kansas's number, but then again, who knows? Kansas is good, but I see, and I'm going to go with Burn here. I'm going to see Duke and Nova in the finals, but I think Nova is going to win it all. And I really hate to say that because it's like, yeah, my Nova bias is coming up, but I do feel like, some of these teams are going to hit a brick wall. I mean, we saw it with St. Peter's. I'll give them a lot of props for screwing up my bracket. God damn it! But I'll give for a small school in Jersey making this far in the NCAA tournament. I can't hate that. But it's just I'm good. Like I said, I agree with Burns. I think Duke and Nova are going to be the two teams that are going to be in the finals.
Donte, who you got?
I'm going to represent the Big 12. I'm going to go with Kansas to represent the Big 12 in the national championship. But I wouldn't be surprised if Villanova wins it all. They're very good. They're very well coached. Like I say, they survived a tough game versus the University of Houston. But like I say, I'm going to go with Kansas and I'm going to go with Duke. I'm pretty sure before Coach K loses to North Carolina in the Final Four, he would rather lose in the first round than to lose to North Carolina. In a big game scenario, that's how it will be. If that's a rivalry team, he would rather lose than lose to North Carolina right now. So I'm gonna go with Duke and Kansas in the national championship. The only reason I'm taking Kansas, I love Bill Self, but I'm like I say again, I want to represent.
Hold on, Raider Twine,
which is the Big 12. Have been great all year long, been the toughest conference.
I'll say this too. Like, could you imagine what Duke would have had if they had Michael Jordan instead of UNC? Like how different that would have turned out years ago. I'll just say that much. But this is going to be a great fun. The fact that this is like this. Is it the first time? Not that I mentioned it because no Duke and UNC played in the regular season, but is this the first time in NCAA tournament history that they first play in the Final Four between Duke and UNC?
I think so.
Because if that's the case, it's like, what the hell? All I know is, but yeah, UNC, man. I'll say this too. UNC, back in 2016 when the Villanova Wildcats played, hey, they gave us a run for our money. I can say that much.
Chris, with the shot.
Chris Jenkins from Ryan Archidiacono. Please come on.
Raider One, and we got Travis. What's up, y'all?
What's good, guys?
I don't know about Nova as much as I love my squad. Y'all know I'm the biggest Nova fan here.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I love Nova,
don't forget me, Key.
I know you love Nova too.
But shit,
Jay Wright is one of the best college coaches in the country.
Thank God he did not leave.
No offense to Coach K. It definitely, Coach K paved the way for these guys. But Jay Wright, it's something about Jay Wright. He knows how to bring in talent to Villanova.
Knows how to recruit.
Villanova is number 1 in the country. With free throw shooting at 82% out of all the teams that's in the NCAA.
They got some underappreciated players, and Colin Gillespie is one of them.
Villanova's number 1. It's just they're going to be missing Justin
More.
And
I think it's this too. Like, I'll say this too. When I've watched a few games when they don't have Justin, they actually do play. They play pretty well without Justin Moore on the floor. So I don't think this really not going to hurt them that much. But the impact of Justin Moore is going to suck.
Players in the bench.
You got Samuel. You got Daniels.
Samuel Jr.
Daniels. You got Daniels.
Daniels is pretty good.
Daniels is pretty good. He'll be a pretty good guy.
And you got to think too. Villanova had some underappreciated players over the years. Back in 2016, you had Ryan Archidiacono, Chris Jenkins. Eric Pascal, Amari Spell.
Bridges. I believe Mikal Bridges played on that team as well. Though.
Fuck you, Brett Brown. You. God damn it! Oh, I hate that.
Trust me. I was like, I still to this day, I can't get over it. Sixers fans never get over that. And I was like, we should get Mikal Bridges because he went to Nova. He's an area guy. That would be great.
And then
we got Mikal Bridges.
And then we traded him. Oh, but I'll say this too. Like, Ryan Archidiacono, please come home.
His brother is still on the team.
Really?
Yeah, his
brother actually. I'll say this too. His brother is pretty good, though. I'll say that he's very another appreciated player on that squad. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be very interesting.
All I know is Nova produces talent, and y'all can clearly see it in NBA now. Mikal Bridges, Sadiq Bey, Pascal. I don't know what team he's on, but he's
Pascal. I don't remember, but
you talking about Zach Pascal?
No,
Eric. No, Eric. Yeah, Eric Pascal.
He used to play for Golden State, but I don't know where he is.
No, he plays for Utah now. He's with
Utah.
Omari Spellman, who was pretty decent.
Donte DiVincenzo. He got traded on the offseason, but still.
Mr. White Boy that can jump.
Jalen Brunson is another guy from Nova. So Nova produces stars.
Who's beating the Lakers by 20 right now?
The Spurs about to be number 10 and about to be a playing team. Wow. Wow.
That's crazy. But then again, I'm not surprised.
He might go back. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing for him.
What, Jabari Parker?
No, from Auburn.
Ah, okay. Oh, here comes Mitch.
No, so we was talking about it on his show, Robert. Now I still have my Sixers hat sitting on top of my Xbox that had Simmons' autograph, and I don't wear it no more. And I'm like, do I want to burn it? Do I want anything? So Donte said, get in the car and run over the shit. And Mitch was like, oh my God, record it.
Shit. But
so Ben Simmons' hat is still sitting there collecting dust where it needs to be. Over on the girl side, again, that's going to be a nice Final Four as well. Number 1 Louisville versus number 1 South Carolina.
Whoa.
Number 2 UConn against the champs. Number 1 Stanford. College basketball Final Four is going to be crazy.
I had a great game. I had a lot of support in that stream that night. With Texas and Stanford, that was a great girls basketball. Would be really
man.
That's solid. I'm doing that Friday. I'm doing that Friday.
That's very competitive.
I'm taking UConn and South Carolina in the finals, man.
I'm going to say Stanford and South Carolina for me because I feel like Stanford. It's tough to pick because that's 4 great teams on the girls' side of basketball. I mean,
and they all 1s and 2s.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wanted to see Iowa in there, but fuck that.
Yeah, they got hurt. They got Iowa early.
What, Stanford got Iowa early, or was he? Wait, who knocked out
another team? I think another team got Iowa early.
I forget who got Iowa.
Man, the fact that Dawn, which is crazy, but the fact that Dawn Staley feeling, God, she's doing some. She's like I'd say this. She's like the Jay Wright of women's basketball over there on the, because the way that she and granted, I mean,
Mitch, no.
9. You can get deleted. I'm sorry, but the fact and I'll say this too, like the fact that she was also considered for the Sixers head coaching job is like, really, which does make sense. But
it's going to be a women's coach in NBA soon. I just don't know when. I thought Becky Hammond.
I was going to say Becky Hammond too. It was like, damn, but. Man, that's tough. It's like I like South Carolina because it's like their men's is okay. Their baseball program is absolute garbage. I can tell that for much because they haven't been good the last handful of years from what I remember. Yeah, see, Dawn Staley. There's something about Dawn Staley I really like because, like, granted, she's
that's where Dawn Staley's from. She's a Philly girl.
Yeah, tough one at that too. Like she does not get put up with any bullshit. But yeah, I mean, the women's side knows how to recruit too. I mean, I like it, but then I think
I definitely see her in the WNBA. But why does women basketball get so overlooked? Like, why does nobody get this women's games off my TV or nobody watches them? Do they not get pushed enough? Like,
I'm pretty sure they don't get pushed enough.
I think some of these women's games be better than the NBA.
That is true. The Lakers games.
I'm
sorry.
The Lakers don't deserve to be getting talked about. They getting beat by 30 right now. So, but like I said, I'm going with South Carolina and I'm going with UConn. And UConn always find a way to get girls that can drop 20 points.
That is true.
Straight appearances to the Final Four.
Paige Beck is a beast. Paige Beck is a beast from UConn. And golly, man, I'm telling you.
We
boy.
big times in the building. He's about to come on and tell us about his Lakers. Doug, are you okay? Are you all right? Doug, are you okay?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God. Oh man, I feel bad for
I am presently looking at the TV in the Lakers, the Dallas Maverick game. It is 63-37.
Bruh, what?
And you wonder why. I'm in rehab still.
You went back to rehab after your show?
You wonder why I cried tonight.
Well, look, the Yankees
You
beat my
wonder
Phillies
why.
today.
You wonder why my family don't want to be around me right now.
Oh man!
My son just came in. Now he's there, but this may be the last time y'all see me. They may permanently lock me down. Watching the Los Angeles Lakers play. And the sad part of it is that I really didn't want to come in here, but I knew y'all were there, and I just looked at y'all, and I knew that when my face popped in, I knew that my brothers would laugh at me.
Hey, we're not. Right. I feel bad though, man. I truly feel bad. I'm not trying to laugh like I'm being disrespectful, but damn, let's just like
Westbrook has 10 points. He's the leading scorer.
But it is an abomination to watch my Lakers. This is a disgrace to the memory of the great Dr. Jerry Buss. This is a disgrace
to Magic
the Laker girls. This is a disgrace.
He's rolling in his grave right now.
Oh,
this
God rest his soul.
To the people that work for
LeBron's not playing, Burn. LeBron is not playing. That's why.
And you got to think, too, this was a disgrace to Magic Johnson, actually, as one of the great 6 Lakers legends. And the late Elgin Baylor.
Forget the legends. This is a disgrace to Norm Nixon. This is a disgrace.
Ooh.
This is a disgrace to Jamal Wilkes. This is a disgrace to me.
Y'all about to drop out of the play-in tournament, and San Antonio is about to come in.
We don't deserve to be in the play-in tournament. We don't deserve it. We should get ready for the draft, cut bait with all these old senior citizen bingo playing NBA players. They old. They can't guard nobody. Y'all call me. Y'all got me here, and I'm struggling. I'm trying. And look, Anthony Davis looking like a reverse J.J. Evans off Good Time. The way he looking right now, and you guys got me. It's sad, man. But that's all I had to say, man. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of the show. Y'all check on me every now and then, okay?
Y'all pray for Doug.
I got you, Doug.
Baseball season will do him some justice. His Yankees, hopefully they can save him.
That's another team.
And you know his Cowboys save him. I don't know if they're gonna save him either.
I got a lot of rough days ahead, as y'all think. I'll holler at y'all.
All right. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to Doug's channel, The Big Time.
And go support
Dallas Cowboys fans.
Y'all go support my boy Doug, man.
It's in the description for Big Time. He is on the Spotlight Sports Network every Monday and Saturdays to talk Dallas Cowboys sports. But he is a big Laker fan, and
I can just imagine what Eric's feeling right now.
I think Eric don't care about the Lakers right now. But no, my friend posted. He said the Lakers are so sorry that apology is no longer accepted.
Oh man, Kobe. God damn it, I feel bad for Kobe, who's rolling in his grave at this point. God damn it.
The Lakers team is just a retirement home for players who can't win no titles anymore without the help from from their rookies.
And look what happens when the people leave the Lakers, like Alonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, Kyle Kuzma, like
Brandon Ingram, Josh
Ingram.
Hart.
Shit, that's like, come on.
They were stupid for letting BI go. Oh my god, I know they regretting it.
Pretty much. I mean, he's one of them I wanted in the draft. So I mean, until we got stuck with you know who, but that's all. And we got stuck with you know who and fucking Furcon. Stupid. God. But
we stuck with Furk. We stuck.
Like
with
he's like a Turkish heart attack.
I cringe every time I get the ball. I cringe, but we got to move on to the NBA for a little bit. That we have time left here, and of course, we got to talk about LeBron again. But y'all want to do NBA or y'all want to do fact or fiction?
Let's do fact or fiction. I
want fact or fiction.
There you go.
God damn it, hey, look. If the Lakers
I don't think that's gonna work.
Nah, because what. I think too. Like, I mean, God, Chris, if someone knows how to bring out the Westphalian and Will Smith, I think somebody should.
All right. So, with the fact or fiction, we got the Jags will win 6 games this year. Is that fact or is that fiction?
I'm going to say fact because I think with some of them, Grant. I mean, they did overpay for Christian Kirk, but I think he's still a good receiver. Brandon Sheriff is pretty good too. I think that he got them they got him a reasonable deal. I mean, we got Doug Peterson. Let's be real, a very underappreciated coach. I mean, obviously coached for us. Granted, obviously was a scapegoat, but I do think the Jags have. I think, in my opinion, I do think they have gotten better this past free agency. We still got. I think this team can. I say they can win 5. I say between 5 to 6 games. If on a good day, if you want to have a good season, at least improvement wise, I think 7 is going to be their highest as it stands before they get better as years go on. Because you do not want to waste the arm of Trevor Lawrence at all. Because as a Clemson fan, if you do that, I'm going to be super pissed.
For that, what they went out there and did, got Christian Kirk, who's overpaid, but like I say, I'm not faulting the Jaguars from going out there and making stuff happen. They did make a lot of stuff happen. But for all you brung in, and you mean to tell me you don't win goddamn 6 games? I'm on the Jaguars' neck all year long. I'm going to be on their little burn. I'm going to be on their helmet
and
all
year long. Travis Etienne comes back too.
If y'all don't win 6 games, all these moves that they made, I'm on their neck. So I'm going with fact. I think they can win 6 games. I think they're going to win over 6 games.
We're not going to talk about the Will Smith situation. I think Twitter did enough of that.
So did TikTok too.
Right. So we're not going to do that. No, I definitely can see the Jags winning 6 games. I'm going to go fact here. And I
no excuses.
They're not going to take who everybody thinks they're going to take. They're going to go offensive line.
Because I think
one offensive line with their first pick, so you might get that Evan Neal.
I was about to say Evan Neal, or hell, even fucking Charles Cross if you're lucky. Because I think Charles Cross might have some first round potential.
They say you're getting fired if you don't.
And that's the thing too. And that's the thing with Trent Baalke. I do think and I talked to a handful of 49ers fans. Like, he has missed on a lot of good draft picks during his tenure with San Francisco. So who knows if he's going to fuck up with them on the number 1 overall pick.
AEW, the land of AEW. Green Bay wins the division.
Yes, but I do think they're going to find a way to fall short in the playoffs.
Fact.
They got nobody. Who else they got over there? I mean, Devontae Adams left, Scantling left. Like, who the hell else? They got some of these no-name scrubs on the. Who knows if Jair is coming back? I don't think he's coming back. So I mean, it's going to be fact, but they're going to find a way to fall short in the playoffs. I'll say that.
I'm going to go fact. I don't trust Minnesota. They will seem like a team that can win the division, but I can't trust Minnesota. So I'm going to go fact. Green Bay will win the division as long as they have number 12. I will say fact. I'm not trusting in Minnesota. I'm not putting my trust in Minnesota.
Aaron Rodgers makes wide receivers better. No name, just like Brady. You never heard of these receivers before, but somehow
he knows how to make them good. So
somehow they get in the news with them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Green Bay as well. And when this season come up, I swear for beans, I'm not picking Minnesota. And the thing in the pick'ems, I'm not picking Minnesota. I'm not picking Minnesota because every time I pick Minnesota,
They always find a way to fuck up.
they always mess me up. And
Hey,
I don't.
it's the same thing with the Raiders and the fucking Eagles.
Ridiculous, freaking Minnesota. What Damien got to say? Oh, of course he's going to say fiction. We knew this already. NFC is weak right now.
That is true. That is very true.
Will this is also true. That's why I said not getting into the will in this slapping thing. Not doing it. Miami gets into the playoffs.
It's a possibility. I think they're going to be a wild card team because and obviously bringing in Tyreek Hill and some of these other pieces should be no excuses. No excuses whatsoever for this Miami team.
I'm going to say fact. I think they get in doing wild card. I don't think they win the division.
So I think for me, it's a fact as well, but there should be no excuses for this Miami team if they fall short.
I had one here I'm about to change because we just talked about it and no point of talking about it again. Give me a second. Okay. All right, so Rams go back to back.
Back to back divisions or back to back Super Bowls?
Super Bowl.
Ooh. I'm going to say fact because I don't think they're going to lose that much. They know how to. It's just like, but then again, who knows if Sean McVay is going to be the coach of the Rams because he has kind of teased retirement. So I mean, and obviously they brought back Stafford on a 4-year deal. It's just losing Von Miller on the linebacker side of things. It may hurt a little bit, but I do think they're going to get back to there. But it's like I'm 50. I was like 50-50 with them because I feel like they're going to want to fall. Not falling short, but they're going to hit that roadblock on the way to the Super Bowl, probably in like the championship round. I feel like that's going to be it's a roadblock for them because when Von Miller joined the Rams, like he was one of the impact players. I mean, he still got Aaron Donald. I mean, he's still on the defensive end. So I mean, it's not going to hurt much, but I do think for me, it's 50-50. So it's like I'm going with NA at this point.
Pulling your move, Donte.
I had to pull Donte because it's like it's tough. It's going to be tough with this Rams team.
I plead the fifth. I'm going because like it's kind of tough. 1 minute I want Tom Brady back. Tom Brady back is a deciding factor to me, and they're gonna have the team to get back in the same position.
He's a free agent, so
due to the NFC being so weak. They're definitely winning the division. I'm not taking that away from them. But then you got San Francisco. You got Tom Brady. And who else you would count? I think Devontae Adams will be missed by the Packers. I think the Packers will just win the division, make the playoffs. I don't think they will be good enough to make it back to where they up. So I'm up and down. It is 50-50. So I'm going to plead the fifth and go NA.
We got 2 NA. The Pelicans will be a playoff team.
Fiction.
I think that'll be a play-in game team.
A play-in team, but they're going to fall short.
Yeah, I have to go fiction on that. I don't think that will be a playoff team.
And who knows? And the fact that Zion's not healthy. I mean, CJ McCollum has been pretty good for them. It's just whatever's going on with Zion. It's like it's kind of feel like it's a little bit of a distraction to the Pelicans. So it's going to like it's a huge fiction because this team is just it's a huge question mark.
Yo, Dallas about to hit 80 points in the second quarter.
Oh no.
It's 79-53 with 45 seconds left to halftime. They still got to play 2 more quarters. It's a
I would not be surprised if Denver or Dallas puts up 170 on the Lakers because that's how I see that game is going to be going.
That's just ridiculous. I was about to say, because no, the play-in in the West it's going to get different now because the Lakers are obviously losing that number 10 spot, and I think Sacramento.
San Antonio.
The Spurs are going to hop into that number 10 seed. So it's going to be Minnesota, the Clippers, New Orleans, the Spurs, and that play-in.
Wow.
And I think the Spurs have the tiebreaker.
I think they do because I seen the
Lakers
Spurs beat them twice. I know for sure. Me and Eric did one stream when they blew them out by 30. And I think they did beat the Lakers one good time. So I think they got the tiebreaker. I think the Spurs.
That's what I thought too. I think was it the Pelicans that had the tiebreaker with the Lakers?
The Lakers, they definitely got the tiebreaker because they beat them twice. They beat them
twice. Okay, that does make sense.
Again. They getting ready to play the Pelicans coming up again.
They got to play the Pelicans again.
Damn. Hey, look, I mean, the fact that CJ McCollum's going off since getting moved to New Orleans, I think that's I thought he's doing pretty well for them. I feel like
that's good for him because he wasn't going to do nothing. He wasn't going to do shit in Portland.
I'm sorry, but Dame needs to go. I'll say this too. I mean, I know it is NBA, but it's kind of irrelevant to the postseason. But damn, I think at times I feel like Damian Lillard is a bit delusional in the ways that he thinks loyalty is going to get him. Like the Portland Trailblazers ain't doing shit for you. We can all say that now. Joseph Nurkic, say what you want about him, and obviously with that situation, through a fan's phone and all that bullshit. It's just like that team cannot stay on the court to stay. They can't stay healthy for a goddamn season. I'm sorry, but I have a lot of respect for Dame, but damn, like you got to give up your loyalty and go elsewhere. I had to say, just go to a team that ring chase. That's pretty much about it.
All right, so 3 things in the NBA real quick. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into it because tomorrow, 6:00, make sure y'all come back for the Fade Away podcast. We'll talk all NBA there. Is the Celtics peaking at the right time right now?
Yes,
but I do have a feeling they're going to find a way to hit a roadblock. Because you got to think too, like when you peak at the right time, there's always going to be one way to hit that roadblock. So, yes. I say it's a huge yes because, granted, I mean, obviously with the way the Eastern has gone on, it's been really. I mean, look, we all know the Western Conference has been competitive, but the East has been kind of under the radar competitive. It's been changed, it's been constantly 1 through 4. The 4 seed has kind of been up in the air between the 4 teams between Boston, Miami, the Philadelphia 76ers,
Milwaukee. That's
and the
like
Bucks.
The top 4 right there. Whoever wins this game tonight against the Bucks and the Sixers will be number 1 seed. But Boston has the Heat, the Pacers, the Wizards, Bulls, Bucks, Grizzly. That's left.
I say Boston peaking at the right time because you want to be playing your best basketball before playoffs. So I say they peaking at the right time at this time. You don't want to be struggling going into right to the playoffs. You want to carry that momentum going into the playoffs. So that's why I say they peaking at the right time.
And I'll say this too. I think what's going to hurt Boston is the loss of Robert Williams III on that torn meniscus. I think it was a meniscus, right, or an ACL.
He'll be ready for playoff
time. But I think that the remaining games that's gonna hurt them. That's gonna hurt Boston a little bit. But I do think, like Donte said, you gotta play your best basketball. But there's some games like Miami. I feel like I do think Miami is still a good team. I do, and I think Miami has beaten Boston a couple of times, right? This past year, I think we're like split down the middle between. I think that there's a couple teams I feel like that's going to give Boston some problems. I think it's going to be the Grizzlies because, good Lord, I think the Grizzlies are that team. They're playing like they're
just for that. Damian, the Boston going to beat the bricks off the Bulls. Watch.
They are. Oh, but then again, I mean, Boston's got tons of shit. I mean, it's just like I think the Bulls can easily beat Boston. I think Memphis is going to kick the crap out of them, because good Lord, man, John Morant is a whole different breed of an animal.
I don't think Morant's going to play that game because it's the last game of the season. They're already in the playoffs.
That's okay. I was about to say, and that's still the thing. Memphis is still going to beat them because it's like. The Wizards, for me, I feel like the Wizards, I feel like they're going to get their ass whooped by Boston because they're okay. They're just not the best team as it stands. But I do think they have peaked at the right time. But there's some, like Miami. I think Chicago might give them a good game. I think, and then Memphis, even though I think they might be resting, even though they're going to be resting Ja, they're still going to find. I think, me and Key can speak for this from experience. Like they know how to put up points without John Morant, so we can say that. So
the thing with Washington, remember in the beginning of the season, we was like, "Wow, Washington's hard. Oh my gosh, they're coming off hot." They is flat out horrible now. Bradley Bill's injured. They didn't trade it Dinwiddie and Bartans. They falling apart.
And then Bertans comes out and exposes the bad chemistry problems that was going on with Washington, and a lot of people gave me flack for saying that because you've seen a lot of I've read a lot of articles and it's like Washington was like some of the players on that roster was kind of fighting for minutes, like bickering for minutes, and who's going to be the number one guys. It's like I think Bertans was kind of absolutely right. He let that all out.
They both are flourishing over there in Dallas, so I mean,
Dinwiddie's got 2 back-to-back game winners during his time.
Dinwiddie's playing good over there over there in Dallas. So yeah, how many points? Hold on. Speaking of Dallas, how many points he got?
Oh jeez.
Oh, he only got 7. But Luka got 25. Martin's got 11. It's 82-56 at halftime.
Yikes.
Sheesh. They're gonna score 100 points in the third quarter. So should the Lakers just shut down LeBron? Just say
screw it.
Just say screw it.
Pretty much. At this point, I think San Antonio. And look, the fact that give Greg Popovich a lot of credit though. Even though DeJounte Murray's probably one of the better players on that squad, it's just and we all know that Popovich knows how to get the job done. Yeah, granted, they're going to take the 10th spot away from the Los Angeles Lakers, so that says a lot of how resilient the San Antonio Spurs is. Yeah, granted, where they're sitting, I think the Lakers are just going to pretty much shut down everybody pretty much at this point because this is so bad. It's just so bad. Oh, I feel bad for Doug though. We're gonna go visit Doug in rehab.
Shut down LeBron.
It looked like they're already doing that, but like I say again, you're in a tie. If you consider it in the play-in game and trying to make the playoffs, you don't shut them down. But it depends on what they're trying to do. Depends on what they're actually trying to do. They're in the tie. They would be probably out of the play-in game if the season started today. So they will probably be out of the playoffs all around. But again, it depends on what the Lakers kind of want to do. If they want to go ahead and sit him, or if they want to contend for the playoffs until Anthony Davis comes back, then they don't need to put him out. They don't need to close him down. They need to keep playing him. Depends on if they're serious about getting into the playoffs and making a playoff push.
That definitely. If they want to try to get the play in, and if Anthony Davis come back, which I don't think he is anytime soon, Mr. Glassman, I think they need to.
Mr. Glassman, ski ba-da-ba-da. I'm sorry.
Stupid. I think they need to consider maybe trading AD. You'll definitely get an overhaul for him.
They'd also get a whole. And then the fact they're still stuck with Westbrook.
Coming back this week.
Interesting.
And then maybe I'll make the play in if AD comes back. Y'all may be able to make that play-in tournament, but
who knows if one played. But we're gonna have to wait and see. But if we all know how Anthony Davis's injury history goes, so it does. Look. Granted, he does have an injury history, but AD is. Say what you want about his injury history, but I do think AD as a player has some sort of an impact. It's just like he's good, but he's not to what if he could stay healthy, because it's like when he's healthy, I think he's a great player when he's healthy, but when he gets hurt, it's just like his injury history kind of takes over. It's just like
it's 2-2. It's 2-2 between San Antonio and LA. They both split tiebreaker. Now is who got the better conference record, who plays better in the conference.
Okay. Ooh, wow.
Okay. So San Antonio got to keep winning. That's just crazy. Like I would have never thought the Lakers would be this bad.
Oh, Burn says, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Ooh, wow,
almost a $50 million player option. Jesus Christ!
I don't know.
Rather wait and
I
see.
think if AD goes and it's just Westbrook and LeBron, Westbrook
San
may
Antonio
get
on the
better.
tiebreaker. My bad. San Antonio on the tiebreaker. They got a way better conference record than the Lakers. They're way better in conference. The Spurs are 21-24 in conference. The Lakers are only 16-28 in conference.
Wow.
So yeah, the Spurs gonna be in that spot. Then they got a way better conference record.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
But we're going to move on to baseball just for a little, not too big in baseball, any news. So
All I know is I'm looking forward to see what Nick Castellanos is just looking for some mash in the baseball. That's all I care about.
Donte, your Tigers are
Astros.
not
What time?
starting. You're not starting. My bad. Your Astros. My bad. I'm sorry. Your Astros are not going to start Verlander in the opener. How you feel about that?
I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, even though Verlander has 6 strikeouts today. If he looks anywhere like that Verlander that I saw today on the mountain, with 6 strikeouts, including first game for today, when I seen he pitched well in his first game. Verlander has not given up a run in his last 2 starts, including today. Came right on the mound, picked up where he left off, strike out 3 batters in a row, including Josh Bell and Nelson Cruz. And he struck out who I forgot whoever laid out, but he was a good at batter too. He struck out He struck out the side as soon as the game started. I like that Verlander. If he looks anywhere near that Verlander, teams are gonna have a problem. And plus, you guys, Hector Neris pitched a shutout inning today. He pitched a shutout. I told y'all the Astros make the pitch. We turn these guys into something.
Just wait, you're gonna be like,
yeah,
Robert and King tried to tell me.
Not doing that. I'm gonna trade him back to the Phillies. I'm gonna trade him myself back to the Mets. Y'all, he comes out looking like that. But I'm it's not a big deal. The Astros pitching is gonna be fine.
And the fact that earlier today we just seen Neris and Cesar going against each other, I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like, we always find a way to like mess up players. Well, then again, Neris was pretty decent when we talk about the closer's role. We got to say that. But I think
Damian, you really think Carmelo's going to save people? No, get out of here.
And plus, he was in some he was in a matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all this, and I see what y'all saying, but he did pitch that. He did come back to pitch that clean inning though, and didn't give up a run. It was a runner, I believe, at second and first, nobody out, and he pitched up out of the inning. I guess last year he would have gave up a goddamn run to get y'all.
Yeah,
he blown some saves for us. But
he is our all-time franchise strikeout reliever record holder. So I mean, look, he has some good moments though. We'll say that much. But
after 3 spring training starts, Justin Verlander's ERA is 0.
0.
That is ridiculous. That's your ERA.
They're coming off an injury too. Injury.
Yeah, I think it was off of Tommy John though. That's the thing. Yeah. And this is the thing about Justin Verlander too. Like, yeah, he might be getting up their age, but he still is effective when he once was in his prime back in his Detroit days. So I mean, Verlander, like, say what you want. I mean, obviously, Tommy John's not the easiest thing to come back from. I mean, knocking on wood. I mean, as a pitcher myself, I have not dealt with that, but I've seen what these other pitchers have, come back from. God damn it, Murray. Oh shit. That was great. That's great. That's the best comment of the night.
One.
But, I mean, I think Verlander has shown, like, it's not easy to come back from it, but I mean, I think Noah Syndergaard needs to learn how to take lessons of how to stay healthy. I'll say that much.
Because I think we may be pitching. We're not pitching Verlander on opening day. We're probably pitching Brahmer Valdez on opening day. Yeah, he's pretty decent. I think he's decent, bro. The dude had a great year last year. And we got Luis Garcia, who was very good for us last year. And yeah, man, so we got a good starting rotation. Even though if he doesn't start, he may get the ball at some point in that series or next series. So I see what Dusty Baker trying to do is really be careful with him. But like I say, man, I can tell you this: Jeremy Pena, the Astros' #1 rated prospect at shortstop, looks phenomenal at the plate. I can tell you that much.
And the thing about spring training is, and I know it makes us going to all three of us here on the panel looks old. The fact that his son Darren Baker decided, who's the Nationals. God, man, who would have thought his son would be being a Nationals prospect since 2002? He almost got ran over by JT Snow. That would, God, how the hell do I remember that? Jesus Christ. God, it does show us like how old most of us are during that time. But yeah, it was amazing to see what his son just bring out the lineup, exchange lineup cards with his dad. Like that's amazing to see. And that's the thing too. Like you said, I mean, it's like I feel like you guys kind of gotten better at shortstop. I mean, look, Correa was no slouch though, but the fact you still have a better, I just hate to say it, but a better prospect than I think Correa, was up there when it comes to the prospect status. I think I like what I saw out of was it Renner or Renna? Might getting his last name wrong.
Which one?
Yeah. Damn.
He said,
who's your shortstop prospect? Jeremy Renna? Is that his last name? I might be butchering that.
You talking about for this year?
Yeah.
The starter?
Yeah.
It's Jeremy Pena.
Perry Pena.
Yeah. That's why
I really like what I saw out of that kid. Unfortunately, not like us. We can't develop for shit.
Hey, Damien, I'm a hush up. I'm a hush up. You can keep. Guess what? As long as you keep saying the Astros are not gonna make it, or as long as you keep doing that, as long as every fan keeps saying that, guess what? The Astros feed off of that good energy, and that's how long the White Sox will get knocked out of the first round. When you keep up that great energy, I love that. And the Astros do feed off the energy that other guys say when they're cheaters or something that happened.
And the fact now the MLB is bringing up buzzers this year.
Now that you just found out about the Yankee situation that's going on right now, and now that the people act like that Boston didn't cheat with Apple Watches or nothing like that. Keep that energy, Damien. Keep that energy.
And think about this too, Donte. The electronic communicators, that's way perfectly legal in college baseball. Like, at first, I didn't really have to know to think about it, but it's like, yeah, that's just like, but I mean, look, whatever you want to try, I mean, screw it. But yeah, I mean, now the buzzers are coming in. Because it's like, I mean, Donte hit it perfectly. It's like I'm kind of right over this whole goddamn cheating scandal. I'm done with it. It's like that's like 5 years ago. It's time to put that in the past. It's like everything just to move on. Hey, look, I mean, if you want to do electronic communication, better instead of just like because like in college baseball, catchers have the earpieces. The coaches are relaying what pitch just to lay down. I mean, look, I'm all for that, but just don't try to take it to a extent, but that's just all I gotta say.
Yeah, a lot of people said that we weren't gonna make it back. Well, 3 out of the last 5 years, the Astros back right in the same spot. So
better team to develop than us. I can say that for right.
Goddamn White Sox, we're damn sure better than him.
So it looks like Luis Avino is gonna miss his next start. They moved it to Saturday.
What Severino?
Yep, for the Yankees. And then the Brewers are going to start Matt Burner on his on opening day. I still think Milwaukee has that rotation.
Yeah,
that's still great.
I think they still have that division in entirety.
Yep. So
God, it's just
Cy Young winner Corbin Burns will get start for the Brewers.
All I can say is like, yeah, congrats to him getting the Cy Young, but
it's against the Cubs. But I know,
but I do think I'll say this too. I think the Cubs have gotten better. I think they have gotten better offensively because now adding Seiya Suzuki to that lineup. Me and Key can say to this, your mothers are a pain in our fucking asses.
Oh my God, y'all a damn thorn in our side.
Like, yeah.
Freaking Sandy.
But hell not.
Sandy Alcantara.
Cooking.
God damn.
Sandy be cooking us on the mound when we got to play to him. Oh my! I did a game. I called the game with the Marlins, and Sandy was pitching like crazy. Like we couldn't hit off him to save our life.
We couldn't hit off a Sixto Sanchez either. Unfortunately, that was a huge sacrifice to get in for JT, but shit.
But look, y'all don't got Sterling no more, who always burnt us, but we got to worry about him with the Mets.
But now, and they don't have Lewis Brinson anymore. He's with the Astros now. I think.
Oh, he's doing good over there with the Astros. He just got an RBI single today. He's doing good. For him, not anybody say that the Astros are cheaters or
they know how to fix good players.
I'm doing this. We gonna wait till we get on. That means wait till we see y'all.
Please do, because it's just like. But then again, it's just like it pains me and Key. Speaking as Phillies fans, it's a pain in the ass. We have to deal with the Marlins be the thorn in our sides.
Every
year,
it never fails. But luckily, the game I went to last year, Wills was on the mound and he was lights out, so we won that game. He was lights out.
At least we all know how at least one game. I think the only guy I think can win it for us is Wheeler. I think that's pretty much about it.
Hey, one more thing I want to say. Hey, Robert, it look like your boy Hostu be upset when he be making them videos about the Phillies. But he be making them videos about the Phillies. I want to know what he.
Hey, we're all. Like, if you take it from us Phillies fans, like they always know how to disappoint us. That's just how they are.
Doing much better, Damian. Shut up.
Hey, all I care about is hockey season is fucking over.
Hey, did they disappoint today?
That's the thing too. Like, and look, I'll say this too because I kind of talked about this too. Like, it was coming down to the Marlins and the Phillies, but we were willing to pay what we ever wanted to pay for Castellanos. Because I don't even know the Marlins even have any money in cap space left. that was the biggest issue. But hey, at least we got two great, other than Bryce Harper, and finally we got him some fucking help.
But then they talking about you don't have any defense. You know,
I mean, we
don't have any defense.
And now we put up like 15, 20 runs a game, and we don't have to worry about that.
So the most points the Lakers have ever given up in a half since the franchise moved to LA, 56-82. Fans, I feel bad for y'all, the ones that are diehards like Doug.
And Eric.
I just feel bad.
I think we got to put Eric in rehab too.
It's 94-60 right now.
Hey, as long as they are tied, San Antonio is going to get the tiebreaker. As long as they are tied, San Antonio will have the tiebreaker just because San Antonio got a way better. That's not even close. And this is another conference loss that they're going to have. So they're going to be 16-29 right after this.
Points.
He said 3 points?
20.
I was about to say, if he has 3 points, then we have a
problem. It ain't his fault tonight.
No excuse. Well, then again, I think some Lakers fans might have some excuses, but diehard fans like Eric, God rest his mental stability.
I wish I was doing this game. We lucky 7,200 goddamn single today. We lucky. Well, I would be in there having me a laugh fest.
Yeah.
I had to save you, Donte. I had to save you.
And look, and think about this too.
So did.
At least Lakers fans know how it feels to go into rebuild because we had to fucking do that during the process years. So so they know how it feels.
All the Lakers need to do is develop their damn players. They get rid of them for stars. Like, come on.
Hey,
and you see the young players blossom into, like we're seeing, and like I said, and a lot of people are going to shit on Kyle Kuzma for not being a good player. It's like, I mean, he was like his potential was getting blocked by LeBron. And when he left to go to Washington, we're seeing him drop 20, 25 points a game. It's like.
And now I look at the Lakers' schedule. Their schedule might get them. They have a tough schedule. They can literally lose all 8 of the games that they can play.
Yikes!
I swear to God. They got Utah the other night, and I'm doing that game. They got Utah. They got another tough game. You look at that.
I feel like if they would have developed their stars that they have, they still could have had Alonzo Ball, a Kyle Kuzma, a Brandon Ingram, a Caruso. Those are good players, but LeBron's comes in and wants to say, "Oh, I want this person, I want this person, I want this person. Let's put them all together and let's win now." You can't win basketball games like that.
Look at San Antonio's schedule. Look at the Lakers schedule, but look at San Antonio's schedule. Okay, the San Antonio Spurs got Grizzlies at home. Okay, so look at that. Look at this. I'm gonna read y'all San Antonio's schedule, and someone look at the Lakers schedule. Look and compare the schedules right now, and San Antonio looks like they can easily make the playoff. They can easily make the playoffs with their schedule that they got. So San Antonio has Portland twice. The Rockets drove them, so ain't no at home. San Antonio has Portland twice at home. They have Denver on the road. That's going to be tough. They have Minnesota on the road. That's going to be tough. But they play so hard. Greg Popovich got them guys playing so hard. But they're going to have Golden State at home, and they're going to close out the season with Dallas. So whose schedule you trust more out of the Lakers in San Antonio? Now, San Antonio got Memphis tomorrow night. Got Memphis. They can beat Memphis at home. Then they follow back-to-back with Portland. Back-to-back at home. They got Denver. Because I think San Antonio may make the play-in. They may make the play-in. I think the Lakers may be out. Lakers might can go 2-6 in that schedule that they got.
So Damian wants to know what y'all think of Dave Roberts saying what he said the Dodgers is going to win it all.
I think he's biting off more than I think it's possible, but let's be real. That's one of the biggest jinxes I have ever heard. Like, and I'm not the kind of guy that believes in superstition a lot, but that's just like, if you fall short, then I think Roberts is to blame. I'll say that much.
Yep. Like,
and another thing too, there should be no excuses if you fall short with obviously adding Freddie Freeman to that lineup. That should be no fucking excuses either.
Yep. And I got them winning the division. I got the winning the division.
It's gonna be Jackson. I don't know. Yeah, actually, you know what? I scratched that. I think I agree with Donte, because I feel like the Giants are going to take a little bit of a step backwards, because obviously losing Kevin Gausman. I don't know who else. I mean, you still got Brandon Belt over there. It's just like it's like Buster Posey. Betts is still good. It's just like that team is. I think the only easy out in that lineup is Bellinger. That's all I have to say. I mean, that from 1 through 9. I mean, other than Cody Bellinger. I mean, obviously they just traded Matt Beatty over to San Diego. Cody Bellinger is that easy out in the lineup, but. Who am I going to say if he, goes off on a tear? Then I think, they have a stack 1 through 9. But I think as it stands, Cody Bellinger is probably the most easy out of that Dodgers lineup.
Yeah, it's definitely going to bite Dave Roberts in the ass if they don't do nothing. Giants have Carlos Rendon. They're good.
Oh, who we knocked around? Who the Astros knocked around in the playoffs? In that game 5, that's who you talking about? That Carlos Rendon?
Yeah.
Yeah, who the Astros hit in the playoffs? Okay, yeah, okay.
I mean, it can't be worse. Hey, Donte, think about this too. They got Vince Velasquez in the White Sox uniform.
Oh boy, have fun with Vinny. But that is it for us today, guys. Another 7,200 seconds in the book. I don't know how many episodes we're on. I gotta look and look back at that, but. Make sure y'all come back next Tuesday, same time, same place, same channel. You might see Robert. You're always going to see me and Donte. Robert might be back. Who knows? He'll be on. But
I mean, you definitely can see me tomorrow around I got to check because think about this too. Because now I've added my Phillies, Sixers, and my Eagles Talk podcast to the network. So you're going to see a lot of good stuff coming through.
So Robert's going to have his shows on the network as well. Don't forget to come back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Fade Away podcast. Of course, it'll be me and Donte again. I know y'all can't get rid of us, but y'all love us. Y'all can't get rid of us. We're going to be talking on some NBA. We're going to get deep down into divisions deep down into the conferences and playoffs and some awards. Who we think going to have these awards?
Yeah,
that time of year is coming. So. Make sure y'all come back tomorrow. We'll probably do another fact or fiction round for NBA only. So make sure y'all tune into that. Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody here in the channel on the network. The link is in the description. Yep. And there is a community post on YouTube at the Spotlight Sports Network. Let us know what content you would like to see. Trying to switch it up a little bit, change it up, so we can give y'all quality content. Let us know what y'all want to see. Because we do this for y'all guys. So yeah, community posters on YouTube. Make sure y'all comment to that. And any last words before we gotta roll out of here?
I'm gonna say one more thing. At least we got to the World Series. At least we didn't lose the first round, Damien.
But for me, I got nothing.
But
he will say hockey streams.
Jake
will be good. Jake will be good in doing that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Not for me.
He should give us some flyers.
No,
I would like to see
The
some
Flyers are not going to hockey. No, we're going to see about hockey. I know the playoffs is coming up. We got to see what Jake is up to because Jake is our hockey play-by-play. If y'all have not seen Jake's play-by-play, either go on his channel or
go back in
the
the
network,
back, way back, Kyle, about a year ago.
Back probably like a year or so. Watch how he calls the Las Vegas Golden Knights. That's his squad. Jake is awesome at hockey. We're going to see if we can get him to do at least one or some hockey because I can't do hockey. I tried it and I was like, oh my God, how does he do it? But we definitely
the Panthers are very. I'll say this is going to be. It's weird to see Claude Giroux and the Panthers.
Y'all got my guy. Y'all got my guy, Burn. Y'all have my guy.
All I care about is our Flyers kicking the crap out of the Golden Knights to piss off Jake. So that's all I'm happy about.
Hey, for real though, y'all let us know what y'all want to see.
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all plays,
right now. So put it in. So again, on a community post. Make sure y'all comment what y'all want to see. Again, we're going to be bringing y'all some baseball content as well. Sunday night baseball on Donte or Robert, whoever collabs. Definitely be bringing.
And I'm bringing my other co-host and my good buddy Tyler Coleman, so he's going to be a new co-host for the Between the Lines podcast.
I'm going to try to do some games.
I know I am.
I know Robert's doing the whole Dodger series. God
out of the floor.
Late night games.
Doing a lot of Astros.
Absolutely.
I'm going to mix it up though. I'm not going to always do Astros.
Oh yeah. That's very true.
Yankees, Red Sox, White Sox, Cubs. I'm gonna definitely do some Astros too. You got to
whatever the Sunday night game is going to be. Dante's going to do that. I think
Dante's going to do some lot of play-by-play. But yeah, and that's the same for me. Like I'll do like the MLB games, and look, take a look at my channel. I've been doing some great college baseball games as well. So thank God for ESPN Plus to come. Arcu said, damn.
Already. But yeah, so again, make sure y'all go to that community post and just comment on what y'all want to see. Again, we trying to give y'all great content, trying to make this channel grow. What's going on? What's going on, y'all? So again, we about to get out of here. Come back on the Spotlight Sports streams. Donte will be doing the late night game. Which game are you doing again?
I saw like
Utah versus Clippers. Utah versus Clippers.
So that's going to be the late night game. Make sure y'all come on back to Spotlight Sports streams. If y'all have not subscribed to the Spotlight Sports streams, we're trying to get to 100, y'all. We're stuck at 88. So if you have not yet subscribed to the play-by-play channel, where you get to see Coach Donte, whoever else does games, WrestleMania will be on the Spotlight Sports streams as well this weekend. So make sure y'all tune into that. Day 1 will be on the Spotlight Sports streams. Day 2 we'll have on the Spotlight Sports Network right here for day 2 of WrestleMania night 2. So again, we appreciate everyone who's in the chat. Burn, Arcu, Big Simple, everybody, Damien, those guys, Taco, y'all all knows y'all day ones or y'all in the chat. Appreciate y'all. But we out of here and we'll see y'all in another video.
I heard they want the news. Well, we got it just for you. What's your team? Who your player? Who your crew? I heard they want the news. The spotlight is on you, and if you in the hot seat, it's times 2. I heard they want the news. Come tune in to the crew, but we got the hook up just like black and blue. I heard they want the news. Spotlight Sports, what it do? Hit subscribe and that like button too. I heard they want the news.